Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे आनंद लीलामय विग्रहाय हे माधवीव्याच विसुंदराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रस प्रदाय श्री चैतन्य चंद्राय नमः। Hare Krishna. So we'll see about pastimes with Jagadānanda Pandit and Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa Gosvāmī. Yesterday we saw about Jagadānanda Pandit. Okay, chapter 13. Let me take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Gaurachandra. His mind became exhausted and his body very thin from the pain of separation from Krishna. But when he felt ecstatic love for the Lord, he again became fully developed. So he's in Vipralamba Bhav with separation from Krishna. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tastes various transcendental relationships of pure love in the company of Jagadānanda Pandit. The unhappiness of separation from Krishna exhausted the Lord's mind and reduced the structure of his body. But when he felt emotions of ecstatic love, he again became developed and healthy. Because he was very thin, when he lay down to rest on the dry bark of plantain trees, it caused him pain in his bones. All the devotees felt very unhappy to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in pain. Indeed, they could not tolerate it. Then Jagadānanda Pandit devised a remedy. He acquired some fine cloth and colored it with red oxide. Then he filled it with cotton from a similar tree. In this way, he made a quilt and a pillow. When he then gave to Govinda, saying, "Ask the Lord to lie on this." So Jagadānanda Pandit, as Satyabhama is trying to serve the Lord, Jagadānanda said to Swarup Damodar Goswami, "Today, please personally persuade Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to lie down on the bed." When it was time for the Lord to go to bed, Swarup Damodar stayed nearby. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the quilt and pillow, he was immediately very angry. The Lord inquired from Govinda, "Who has made this?" When Govinda named Jagadānanda Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was somewhat fearful. After asking Govinda to put aside the quilt and pillow, the Lord lay down on the dry plantain bark. Because he's in the renounced order, so he didn't want to use all these material possessions. So Swarup Damodar said to the Lord, "I cannot contradict your supreme will, my Lord, but if you do not accept the wedding, Jagadānanda Pandit will feel great unhappiness." Yesterday he rejected what? We saw in the pastime. What did he reject from Jagadānanda Pandit?
Oil, Mataji.
Yeah, oil, no, the scented oil. Because Jagadānanda Pandit nice oil. And Mahaprabhu is like, I'm in renounced order, I'm a sannyasi, I can't use this oil. And what did he do? He broke Jagadānanda Pandit broke the whole bottle of oil. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "You might as well bring a bedstead here for me to lie on. Jagadānanda wants me to enjoy material happiness." So a bed is also considered. So what's the meaning of Hiranyakashipu? Hiranya and Kashipu.
Gold pillow, gold bed.
Gold bed. Hiranya is gold and Kashipu's bed. So that means material enjoyment, that is sense gratification. So it's like, "Oh, I don't want to lie on the bed." It's like sense gratification. Because I'm in a renounced order and therefore I must lie on the floor. Most of the sannyasis, brahmacharis, they lie on the floor. That's a kind of austerity. For me to use a bedstead, quilt, pillow would be very shameful. When Swarup Damodar returned and related all these incidents, Jagadānanda Pandit felt very unhappy. Then Swarup Damodar Goswami devised another method. First, he secured a large quantity of dry banana leaves. He then tore the leaves into very fine fibers with his nails and filled two of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's outer garments with the fibers. In this way, Swarup Damodar made some beddings and a pillow, and after much endeavor by the devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted them. Because that's not like the material things, it's like the banana leaves. So that was okay for him to use. In this way, yeah, everyone was happy to see the Lord lie down on the bed, but Jagadānanda was inwardly angry and externally he appeared very unhappy because Lord didn't accept what he made. Formerly, when Jagadānanda Pandit had decided to go to Vrindavan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not given him permission and therefore he could not go. Now, concealing his anger and unhappiness, Jagadānanda Pandit again asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for permission to go to Mathura. With great affection, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you are angry with me, when you go to Mathura, you will merely become a beggar and criticize me. Grasping the Lord's feet, Jagadānanda Pandit then said, for a long time I have decided to go to Vrindavan. I could not go with your Lordship's permission. Now you must give me permission and I shall certainly go there. Because of affection for Jagadānanda Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not permit him to depart, but Jagadānanda Pandit repeatedly insisted that the Lord give him permission to go. Jagadānanda then submitted a plea to Swarup Damodar Goswami. For a long time, he said, I have wanted to go to Vrindavan. I cannot go there, however, without the Lord's permission, which at present he denies me. He says, you are going because you are angry at me. So why? Because we are showing that without Krishna's mercy, we can't enter Vrindavan. So Vrindavan is not just a material place that you buy a flight ticket and go. Now it has to be sanctioned. First, Srimati Tulsi Rani has to sanction, Radharani has to sanction, Krishna has to sanction. Then only we can enter the Dham of Vrindavan, right? And so here Satyabhama, because she was in Dwaraka, right? She could not enter Vrindavan. And even Lakshmi Devi is on meditation in one of the forests of Vrindavan to enter into the Ras Lila. So it's not easy to go to the Madhurya Ras because only Radharani can reach that stage. But Satyabhama is in the Aishwarya Bhav with the Lord. So in that way, she could not enter Vrindavan unless she get permission from the Lord. Naturally, I have a desire to go to Vrindavan. Therefore, please humbly request him to grant permission. So we need the permission of the Lord. Thereafter, Swarup Damodar Goswami submitted this appeal at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jagadānanda Pandit instantly desired to go to Vrindavan. He begs for your permission again and again. So this intense desire is what is called laulyam. Tatra laulyam apimulya kevalam kodi janma sukritana labhyate. Rupa Goswami says the only price to pay is intense greed or desire to advance in spiritual life, intense desire to chant quality name of the Lord, or intense desire to study Shastra, or whatever it is in spiritual life, intense desire to go to Dham. Now all this is required. Otherwise, we can't advance in Krishna consciousness. If you have intense desire, Krishna will sanction it based on your endeavor. Only desire won't work, but yes, you have to put your endeavor, but then desire is also very important. He begs for your permission again and again. Therefore, please permit him to go to Mathura and then return. You permitted him to go see Mother Sachi in Bengal, and you may similarly permit him to go to Vrindavan and see return. At the request of Swarup Damodar Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu granted Jagadānanda Pandit permission to go. The Lord sent for him and instructed him as follows. You may go as far as Varanasi without encountering disturbances, but beyond Varanasi, you should be very careful to travel on the path in the company of Kshatriyas. As soon as the plunders on the road see a Bengali traveling alone, they take everything from him, arrest him, and do not let him go. So this is why Mahaprabhu was reluctant to send him. When you reach Mathura, you should remain with Sanatana Goswami and offer respectful obeisance to the lotus, to the feet of all the leading men there. Do not mix freely with the residents of Mathura. Show them respect from a distance. Because you are on a different platform of devotional service, you cannot adopt their behavior and practice. See? So because Vrajavasis are in different realm. Dure rahi bhakti kariha, sange na rahiba, tansa bhara achara, cheshta, la ite na riba. So the bhav is different here. So this is for all of us. No, we should not mix freely with the Vrajavasis. Then what will happen? More offenses, chance of Vaishnava Aparad is more. Because their bhav is completely different. the way Brajavas to be born as a Brajavasi is like so many millions of devotional service has to be done. So because they're all associates of the Lord, and they are all pure devotees coming to Vrindavan and getting born there. So Brajavasi. So nowadays, so much pollution is happening in the sense outsiders are coming and getting mixed there. So, but then still the devotees of Braja is completely different because they are on the different platform of devotional service. Which platform is mentioned here? Different platform. Which platform?
Bhava, Mataji.
Now, which Bhava?
Madhurya.
Madhurya, then?
Vipralambha Bhav.
Vipralambha Bhav is there. Yes, because they are in separation from Krishna and Vrindavan.
Kamarupa, Mataji.
Which one?
Kamarupa, Sambandha.
Sambandha? No. No, as someone said, yes, Madhurya Ras is there, Sakhya and Valsalya. These are the three devotion, the platform or the three bhavas, which is seen only in Vrindavan, not in Mathura and all. Mathura is there, Valsalya Ras is there, but it is Aishwarya Mishrita. And Sakhya is there, but that's again Aishwarya Mishrita, because the difference of Sakhya with Arjuna and the Gopas is different. And the Valsalya Ras by Devaki Mata and Yashoda is different. So, right? So in Braja, it's completely different platform. So it's like, don't mix with them. That's why Prabhupada says, you can't stay in Vrindavan for long. Because unless you are into that bhav, we don't go there. We do offense. Sometimes neophytes, they run to Vrindavan and they stay there. That's not the right thing to do. Don't become Haridas Thakur, don't become Bhajananandi, you have to do Gosvāmī. Wherever you stay, that's Vrindavan. Yes, we can go, but then when you reach that bhava stage, we can go. Or else just go and come. Visit all 12 forests of Vrindavan in the company of Sanatana Goswami. Do not leave his associate for even a moment. Why? Because that's Goswamis are pure devotees of the Lord and Manjaris, and they know all the pastime places in Vrindavan. And it's like, don't leave his association for a moment, because offense can happen. You should remain in Vrindavan for only a short time and then return here as soon as possible. This is another instruction for us, that we should remain in the dham only for a short time, not more. We'll do dham aparad and we'll do Vaishnava aparad. And one chanting, one devotional service done in Vrindavan, it's like 1,000 rounds. One round chanted in Vrindavan, it's like 1,000 rounds chanted. Similarly, one offense done in the dham is equal to 1,000 offenses. So as you keep doing devotional service, offense also keep increases in Vrindavan. But in Mayapur, it's different. In Mayapur, last week, Atul Krishna Prabhu was saying, you just walk in Mayapur, it's like doing parikrama, or it's like so many Ashwamedha Yajna have been done by you. There's so much mercy you get. So those who all came with us in Mayapur, imagine like 3-4 days we were there. So much Ashwamedha Yajna we've been doing. So the Mayapur Dham, you just sleep in the Mayapur Dham, it's like you're paying obeisances, because it's Audharya Dham by Mahaprabhu. But in Vrindavan, it's a little strict. Also, do not climb Govardhan Hill to see the Gopal Beauty. This is another instruction, do not climb Govardhan Hill. I was feeling so sad to see people putting shoes and going in up to the Govardhan Hill, just like in a picnic spot and taking selfies and all. Govardhan is not different from Krishna. Giriraja Variya he is. Now, how can Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, when he went, he didn't see the Gopal Beauty. He didn't climb over the hill, but he had a desire and Gopal himself came down. Now that story we know. So we should not climb on the Govardhan Hill. First of all, when you do Govardhan Parikrama, do it barefoot. And because Krishna's lotus feet symbols are there. And then you should be careful when you do Parikrama. Don't go near the Govardhan Hill. You will step on the rock there. So here, these are the two instructions. Don't remain in Vrindavan. Remain in Vrindavan only for a short time and come back. And then do not climb the Govardhan Hill. So these are all personal instructions for us also. That's what Prabhupada also followed. Inform Sanatana Goswami that I am coming to Vrindavan for a second time, and he should therefore arrange a place for me to stay. After saying this, the Lord embraced Jagadānanda Pandit, who then worshipped the Lord's lotus feet and started for Vrindavan. He took permission from all the devotees and then departed. Traveling on the forest path, he soon reached Varanasi. When he met Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar in Varanasi, they heard from him about topics concerning Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Finally, Jagadānanda Pandit reached Mathura, where he met Sanatana Goswami. They were very pleased to see each other. After Sanatana Goswami has taken Jagadānanda to see all the 12 forests of Vrindavan, Dwadashakana, concluding with Madhavana, the two of them remained in Gokula. They stayed in Sanatana Goswami's cave, but Jagadānanda Pandit would go to a nearby temple and cook for himself. Sanatana Goswami would beg alms from door to door. He'd do Madhukari in the vicinity of Mahavana. Sometimes he would go to a temple and sometimes to a Brahmana's house. Sanatana Goswami attended all of Jagadānanda Pandit's needs. He begged in the area of Mahavana and brought Jagadānanda all kind of things to eat and drink. One day, Jagadānanda Pandit, having invited Sanatana to the nearby temple for lunch, finished his duties and began to cook. Previously, a great sannyasi named Mukunda Saraswati had given Sanatana Goswami an outer garment. Sanatana Goswami was wearing this cloth bound about his head when he came to Jagadānanda Pandit's door and sat down. Assuming the reddish cloth to be a gift from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagadānanda Pandit was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Then he questioned Sanatana Goswami, "Where did you get that reddish cloth on your head?" Jagadānanda asked. Hearing this, Jagadānanda Pandit immediately became very angry and took a cooking pot in his hand in it to beat Sanatana Goswami. So this is again a transcendental anger by Satyabhama. Because Sanatana Goswami is what? Who? Sanatana Goswami is which Manjari? Manasvi?
Rati Manjari.
Yeah, he's Rati Manjari. Right? So, and Satyabhama is little angry now on the Manjari. Sanatana Goswami, however, knew Jagadānanda Pandit very well and was consequently somewhat ashamed. Jagadānanda Pandit therefore left the cooking pot on the stove and spoke as follows: "You are one of the chief associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, no one is dear to him than you. Still, you have bound your head with a cloth given to you by another sannyasi. Who can tolerate such behavior?" Oh, like that. So he is feeling, why did you accept another sannyasi? You should accept Mahaprabhu's. Sanatana Goswami said, "My dear Jagadānanda Pandit, you are really greatly learned sage. No one is dearer to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu than you. This faith is in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quite befits you. Unless you demonstrate it, how can I learn such faith? My purpose in binding my head with a cloth has now been fulfilled because I have personally seen your uncommon love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." See, he purposely did it so as to see the love for Mahaprabhu. This saffron cloth is unfit for a Vaishnava to wear. Therefore, I have no use for it. I shall give it to a stranger. Now, before also, Sanatana Goswami did something like this. No, what was it? Does anyone remember? When he crossed the forest and came. What did he do? Sanatana Goswami.
He had a blanket given by his
the
brother-in-law.
Yeah, now I understood. Only Sharmila Mataji is really hearing Chaitanya Charitamrita. Good. You remember the past tense. Yes, so he had a blanket given by his brother-in-law, and then it was a new one. And then when he went to meet Mahaprabhu was staring at the blanket, which Sanatana Goswami was wearing. And he was like, "You are renounced, you have left everything, and you are wearing a nice nice blanket." And then, he didn't say, but by his look, Sanatana Goswami understood that Mahaprabhu didn't like me wearing this. Then what did he do? He went to a washerman. He saw somebody in the river, a poor person, and then exchanged his blanket with that person. So took the torn quilt from that person. And then when he went back, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy because that means he's completely renounced. That's why. When Jagadānanda Pandit finished cooking, he offered the food to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he and Sanatana Goswami sat down and ate the prasadam. After eating the prasadam, they embraced each other and cried due to separation from Lord Chaitanya, Satyabhama and the Manjari, Radhi Manjari. They were in separation from Krishna and Radharani. They passed 2 months in Vrindavan in this way. Finally, they could no longer tolerate the unhappiness of separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, 2 months was also too big. He told to return as soon as possible, but then this is another reason that they could not tolerate the separation. So Mahaprabhu was like, "Don't stay, come back." Jagadānanda Pandit therefore gave Sanatana Goswami the message from the Lord, "I am also coming to Vrindavan. Please arrange a place for me to stay." A second time Mahaprabhu wants to go to Vrindavan. When Sanatana Goswami got permission for Jagadānanda to return to Jagannath Puri, he gave Jagadānanda some gifts for Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The gifts consist of some sand from the site of Lila, stone from Govardhan Hill, dry ripened Tulu fruits, and a garland of small conch shells. So it is said we should not take anything from Govardhan Hill when you go for parikrama. Don't take any stones or anything, because only when a Brajavasi gives you, or a spiritual master or some senior Vaishnavas give, we can accept it. We should not take it, then we're not qualified to worship Govardhan. But if you're getting us a gift, then yes, we can do it. But then, and also sand from the site of, not only Rasalila, even Uluk Bandan area, the Raman Reddy, all that Govardhan, the sand is taken actually, and they put the Braja, the dust. because it purifies you and gives you a lot of mercy. The Jagadānanda Pandit, bearing all these gifts, started on his journey. Sanatana Goswami, however, was very much agitated after bidding him farewell. Soon afterwards, Sanatana Goswami said a place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could stay while in Vrindavan. It was a temple in the highlands named Dvadashaditya Tila. Sanatana Goswami kept the temple very clean and good repair. In front of it, he erected a small hut. Meanwhile, traveling very quickly, Jagadānanda Pandit soon arrived in Jagannath Puri, much to the joy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees. After offering prayers at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagadānanda Pandit greeted everyone. Then the Lord embraced Jagadānanda very strongly. Jagadānanda Pandit offered obeisance to the Lord on behalf of Sanatana Goswami. Then he gave the Lord the dust from the site of Rasa Lila along with other gifts. So this is one of the exchange. Dadadi pradigrihadi guhyam aktyaji pratsisi. Bhungte bojade cheva shadvi, the priti lakshanam, the 6 type of association or the exchange between devotees. One is to give gifts and accept gift. So this is what we can see here. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept all the gifts except the pillow fruits, which he distributed to the devotees, because the fruits were from Vrindavan. Everyone ate them with great happiness. The fruit from Vrindavan is very special. Those devotees who were familiar with pillow fruits sucked on the seed, but the Bengali devotees who do not know what they chewed the sweet and swallowed them. The hot, chili-like taste burned the tongues of those who chewed the sweets. Thus, the eating of pillow fruits from Vrindavan became a pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Jagadānanda Pandit returned from Vrindavan, everyone was jubilant. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed his pastime while residing at Jagannath Puri. One day, when the Lord was going to the temple of Yameshwara, a female singer began to sing in the Jagannath temple. Oh, now a sannyasi should not hear a female singing. Okay, like except he can meet his mother, but not any other. She sang a Gujarati tune in a very sweet voice, and because the subject was Jagadānanda Goswami's Gita Govinda, the song attracted the attention of the entire world. So Gita Govinda is written by Jagadānanda Goswami, and we know that's very much favorite of Jagannath, Lord Jagannath. So in Jagannath Puri, I don't know whether it's happening now, but it is said all the Devi Dasis, they sing this Gita Govinda. Also the Jagadānanda Goswami also wrote the Shavatar. The Shavatar Stotra was written by Jagadānanda Goswami. The Gita Govinda is so mesmerizing, and it is sung every night after Shayan Arati, during Shayan Arati for Jagannath, so that the Lord hears this and go to rest. Actually, the Lord doesn't rest there, but still, he doesn't have an eyelid to close only. But then it is said it's like a concept. And then you can also learn, but we should not try to understand the meaning of Gita Govinda, because so much intimate relation, the pastimes between Radha and Krishna, which is very difficult to understand for common people. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati denies us to understand the meaning, but yes, we can sing for the Lordships. Like Gopi Geet, same way. The song attracted the attention of the entire world. Hearing the song from a distance, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately became ecstatic, because he is Krishna. He did not know whether it was a man or woman singing. As the Lord ran in ecstasy to meet the singer, thorny had just pricked his body. Govinda ran very quickly behind the Lord, who did not feel any pain after pricking the thorns. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was running very rapidly, and the girl was only a short distance away. Just then, Govinda caught the Lord in his arms and cried, "It's a woman singing." As soon as he heard the word women, the Lord became externally conscious and turned back. He can't just go, no, he's a sannyasi. "My dear Govinda," he said, "you have saved my life. If I had touched the body of a woman, I would have certainly died," because people will start criticizing, right? And the Lord will put a wrong example. He didn't want to do it. But he was not in, he was in ecstasy when he did it, but Govinda saved him. "I shall never be able to repay my debt to you." The same sentence was said by someone to someone. Who else said this in Krishna Lila? "I will not be able to pay the debt to you."
Krishna to
Krishna
the
to gopis.
Yeah, Krishna to the gopis.
Krishna to Radharani.
Radharani and the gopis, mainly to the gopis. Okay, so this comes in the verse. Taken that verse. 10th canto, 32nd chapter, 22nd verse. So there it says, "I'm not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, even when a lifetime of Brahma. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all the domestic ties which are difficult to break. Therefore, please let your own glorious deeds be your compensation." So Krishna could not repay the debts of the gopis. That's why he had come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, my dear Govinda, you should stay with me always. There is danger everywhere and everywhere. Therefore, you should protect me very carefully. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned home, and Swarup Damodar Goswami and his other attendants heard about the incident. They became very much afraid. During this time, Raghunātha Bhattacharya, the son of Tapan Mishra, gave up all his duties and left home, intended to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Oh, Raghunātha Bhatta Goswami is actually the son of Tapan Mishra. Okay, later on we'll know. One of the Goswamis. Accompanied by servant carrying his baggage, Raghunātha Bhatta started from Varanasi and traveled along the path leading through Bengal. In Bengal, he met Ramadasa Vishwasa, who belonged to the Kayashta caste. He was one of the king's secretaries. Ramadasa Vishwasa was very learned in all the revealed scriptures. He was a teacher of the famous book Kavya Prakasha and was known as an advanced devotee and a worshipper of Raghunātha, Lord Ramchandra. Ramadasa had renounced everything and was going to see Lord Jagannath. While traveling, he chanted the holy name of Lord Ram 24 hours a day. When he met Raghunātha Bhatta on the way, he took Raghunāth's baggage on his head and carried it. Ramadasa served Raghunātha Bhatta in various ways, even massaging his legs. Raghunātha Bhatta felt some hesitation in accepting all the service. You are a respectful gentleman, a learned scholar, and a great devotee. Raghunātha Bhatta said, please do not try to serve me. You come with me in a happy mood. Ramadasa replied, I am a Shudra, fallen soul. To serve a Brahmana is my duty and religious principle. Therefore, please do not be hesitant. I am a servant, and when I serve you with my heart, becomes jubilant. Thus, Ramadasa carried the baggage of Raghunātha Bhatta, it's all Vaishnav Seva, and served him sincerely. He constantly chanted the holy name of Lord Ramchandra day and night. Traveling in this way, so this is what Ramadasa did, same way, Vallabha, that is Jiva Goswami's father also, and Murari Gupta, they chant Lord Ram's name. Traveling in this way, Raghunātha Bhatta soon arrived at Jagannath Puri. There he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great delight and fell at his lotus feet. Raghunātha Bhatta fell straight as a rod, that's like Dandavat, at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then the Lord embraced him, knowing well who he is. Raghunātha Bhatta Goswami is also Manjari. Raghunātha offered respectful obeisance to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on behalf of Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhara, and the Lord also inquired about him. It's very good that you have come here, the Lord said. Now go see the lotus-eyed Lord Jagannath. Today you will accept prasadam here at my place. Lord asked Govinda to arrange for Raghunātha Bhatta's accommodation and then introduced him to all the devotees headed by Swarup Damodar Goswami. Thus, Raghunātha Bhatta lived with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continuously for 8 months, and by Lord's mercy, he felt increasingly transcendental happiness every day. He would periodically cook rice with various vegetables and invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home. Raghunātha Bhatta was an expert cook. Whatever he prepared tasted just like nectar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would accept with great satisfaction all the food he prepared. After the Lord was satisfied, Raghunātha Bhatta would eat his remnants. So again, it's mercy. It's like Mahaprasadam, right? He accepting the remnants of a great devotee. So that's how Raghunātha Bhatta gets a lot of mercy. And he also will join Vrindavan. He is one of the Goswamis of the Shad Goswamis. So he is the son of the Paṇḍita. So we'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, just quickly take up that verse. So so Krishna could repay everybody. Krishna says, Ye yadam mam prapatyande tam sadaiva vachameham. No? How we approach Krishna, Krishna reciprocate the same way, but he failed to reciprocate to the gopis. Radharani, yeah, because anyway he's combined in a combined form, he's coming, but still he could not repay the gopis. So if you're going systematic study, then we should not jump directly to 10th canto, but in between to see some reference, to read some part from, like if there is Damodar month, to read the Damodar Lila, you can definitely go to the 10th canto. That's nothing wrong in it. But only thing is, we should read all the 9 cantos and then come to Rasa Dance, which is very intimate pastime of the Lord. So here you can see 32 it is the reunion, and 22. Here Krishna says to them, Naparaye aham niravadhaya samyujam swasadu krityam vibudha yusha piva yama pajan durjara geha shrinkala Sambrishya tadva pradiyatu sadhuna. I'm not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, Krishna is saying to the gopis. Even within the lifetime of a Brahma, your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off the domestic ties. Now they've left everything, all the domestic ties, which are difficult to break. Actually, it's very difficult to break. It's not difficult, easy to break all the relations and go for Krishna. It's very difficult. Therefore, please let your own glorious deeds be compassionate. So here again, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, because this 10th canto, till Brahma Vimohan Lila, Prabhupada could translate. But after that, Prabhupada ended his pastime. But after that, his disciples, they took Prabhupada's, it was actually Prabhupada only doing the whole 12 cantos, but they took from his conversation, from his lectures, from his other books, and start writing, the disciples. So somehow they took from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and says, in conclusion, the gopis became eternally glorious by their behavior in Lord's temporary absence and mutual love between them, and the Lord was wonderfully enhanced. This is the perfection of Krishna and his loving devotees. So that means the gopis become eternally glorious because Krishna says, eternally glorious. Krishna says that, please, your own glorious deeds be your compensation. Krishna could not repay them. So Krishna said, let your glory become so good, so glorious that the gopis should be. And it is said, Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshtanaya Thadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kanchit Upasana Vrajavatu Vargena Ye Kalpita. So you have to worship Vrajeshtanaya Krishna and Vrindavan. Along with that, the best worship is Ramya Kanchit Upasana Vrajavatus. The Vrajavatus are the gopis. So the best worship you can see, because Krishna himself says it's a spotless service. Spotless means you can't see any mistake in gopis devotional service. So spotless. Okay, so that is about Hare Krishna, Hare